Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever in the Alps. You join me, as is so often the case, outside the largest of our cargo terminals at the moment. Well, it's not a terminal, it's a station. I could redo that, but let's just take it that I have. Yeah, you join me outside the largest cargo station we're currently operating, and having rolled the game forward by about a year, you will see a welcome addition to our fleet of trains. In the form of not one, but spoilers, two crocodiles that are currently operating. And this has led to something of a golden age as far as profitability goes, although that's going to slow down pretty soon. I mention it just because I changed it. Fundamentally, the smaller steam locos that I was running before were not keeping up with the pace of demand. So I had to up the tempo a little bit. So here comes the other one now. We'll have a crocodile on crocodile passing action shot. How's that sound? There you go. There's one. Now you should know these routes already if you've been following along the series. However, I'll fill you in. As you can see, one's carrying the stake wagons there. The other is carrying open wagons. And they both run a very similar route. In fact, they both run an identical route, but with differing cargoes. Manifests, one should say. So from here, we pick up slag and hoik it up the mountain to where we're making construction materials. And then we head back down to the docks, pick up iron ore, and bring them back to here to be turned into steel, which of course also byproduct is slag. The other train, meanwhile, is picking up construction materials from here, comes back down, picks up some steel as well, takes it down to the docks. Everything's groovy. The only downside was that I had quite the backlog of steel, and you can see the tail end of that now. And that was interrupting the flow of everything along the line. So iron ore and coal had both stopped producing because we were having difficulty. Speaking of iron ore, here comes a delivery now. How much have you got on there? Yeah, you see, it's still slow because is that entirely empty? One. We brought one coal with us. Brilliant. Well, that's paying your salary, isn't it, bucko? So there's still some work to do on that front, and a lot of it comes down to the rate at which ships move up and down the river. I've added another couple of ships onto the line in order to try and get things moving around, but then it turns out that actually we're short on wood and planks as well. So the whole thing needs overhauling, and I plan on doing that as part of a short series in the near future where we take everything that is currently being shipped up and down the river and we overhaul the lot. That'll be exciting. Can't guarantee it'll work, but it'll be exciting and you won't want to miss it. Anyway, what are we doing today? So, last episode, we were over here in Lacano. On the subject of overhauling, we overhauled Lacano to just grow a little bit better. We put in this rather splendid bit of bridge work and another bit of bridge work looping over the top of it there. There's almost an Ouroboros feel going on, for those of you who get the reference. But it's working quite nicely. There's some trees here that are perhaps encroaching a little too much. Hey there, big fella. There you go. We try and maintain a reasonable air of realism when it comes to our placement of trees. I may tree gun willy-nilly on a basis, but on a basis? What does that even mean? On occasion. But that doesn't mean that they should just be allowed to overhang every bit of track we've got. Let's get rid of that one as well. And that's working reasonably well. And that is going to be our focus for today's episode, where we are going to run a line out from Lacano. And at the moment, I'm thinking, because this will possibly change in the next 3 minutes, that we run all the way down to Interlaken to join the big station there, because I want to run a good money-printing passenger service that covers significant distance. So hold on. No. Look, plan this out better. All right, ready? Find us something, anything, now. Do it now, and then it will look seamless. There we go. Right. The other opportunity, the option there, of course, would be to run that service out to Thun. But the station setup in Thun is very, very complicated and is going to lead to a Lacano-style overhaul of the entire city. And I don't quite have the funding to do that at the current time. Anyway, stick around and we'll make that happen. Now, before we crack on with today's construction epic, we're stopped here just outside the airport near Lacano, and I wanted to draw your attention to the number of passengers we've got waiting, because it's odd. We get a number of passengers who get off the train only to then get back on it, going in the opposite direction. I don't know what they're up to. I couldn't begin to explain it. But nobody wants to get on the plane to fly up to the top end of the... Oh, no, hold on, I'm lying. 3 people did. But that route itself is making a reasonable amount of cash. If we... Where are we? Here we go. The Blenio, no insurance. 7 of 10 passengers at the moment. 155k in the last year. That's pretty respectable. Or certainly it's enough. To build up a little bit more demand would undoubtedly make a positive difference there. But that's okay, because we're just treading water on this route until the Dakota is available, and then aircraft will be our mistress, or something along those lines that makes sense. Anyway, right, let's get to today's program, shall we? So we've got this standalone line over the end here. As you can see, we have it terminating. And right now, I want that to run in this direction. Now, it's nice and flat, so it's going to be fairly inexpensive as far as track laying is concerned, he said, without having done any form of surveying. And then once we get to here, we have the option of either pulling some kind of aggressive turn, crossing over a freight line, and winding our way into... I mean, look at this. This is great stuff. It's incredibly scenic, and it's laid out to do more in the future. Heading into Thun, the setup of this is angled towards a burn and Vollenby burn expansion in the future. But I'm going to consider that the local station. Now, the other option here is to continue motoring past, motoring in a train. I'm not sure that's how people would describe it. And continue all the way down into Interlaken, which is already set up for multiple trains coming in, and so that makes a lot more sense. And this is part of the overall network strategy, such as I ever use strategy, whereby we're going to run local services and then long distance services as well. So this long distance service would probably hit up Interlaken. Continue, because Interlaken's got a nice curved station here, and it also needs some development work to get it, building up on both sides of the station. Before rocketing down to Sarnen would be the next stop, but then Brienz would be the next local. So I don't know if we do a Brienz-Sarnen kind of half circle kind of a deal or what. Before Stansen and Wolfenschiessen and Ennetbergen and so forth. Now, this is quite a big build, and it's occurred to me recently, actually, that I'm quite likely to run out of steam, pun unintentional, when it comes to the amount of services I can run. There is a massive opportunity to stick vehicles on this track, on this map, I should say, and we will run out of processing performance before we get anywhere near hitting that kind of capacity. Now, what was I thinking with this spur? I was thinking something, because that's the kind of thing I do. I'm going out that way, then coming back in on this one, because we've got the through route there. Right, okay, fine. So we're going to want to merge those up. That's going to be interesting. Also, you lot. No. No. We can't have that. We do not build track over road, for starters. And secondly, I am not putting a level crossing in there. Right, so I'm going to build with high-speed track. I don't really want to go electrification right now. I think we'll go this far and then de-electrify, because my hope, if I've got the cash for it, is to run the Flying Scotsman up and down here. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, where are we heading? That signal there would appear to be a junction of sorts, so that's the way we're going to go. Right, let's turn the catenary off. Now, at some point, I'll have to electrify down here, but that doesn't have to be today. There we go. Right. So pretty straightforward. Just a bit of track to bang in, and we'll be on our way. All right. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Look at this. Going for miles and miles and miles with a nice bit of straight, flat track. Okay, when I say straight, I mean ever so slightly curved track, but it is all on the flat, which means that this thing will get up to, you know, very high speed. Slow it down there, Tiger. You will crash the game. The game's relatively tolerant, but only if you don't drive it like a Burke. Okay, right, now, before I trot on and get the other end done, let's figure out exactly how I'm going to get a bridge over there. Because I'm not gonna join it up to that. Faux show. Well, nobody's using this bit at the moment, so we can get rid of all of it. And then we'll figure out how to merge that back in. And this is the reason I'm using this kind of fat street. Go on, go on. There you go. It's too much. That's more hump than I would like. Let's back it up a little more. Because obviously, the further you take it away, the more gentle you can make an incline. See, like that. And then, because it's the only style that matters, we'll take this green steel number. Let's take that out and then put it back in again. But doing it as a one piece rather than two should lead to a nicer junction. Yes. Right, and then I suspect, oh yeah, easy peasy. We've got room for a road underneath there. Come on, come on, anywhere, like, something like that. That's quite the angle you've gone for. Alright, yep. Along the lines like that. And then whiz it up. Lovely. And continue along that way. Because the hope here is going to be that the AI shakes a leg and decides to start building some buildings. No, look, there. Do that. Out in this area, so that the city growth becomes quite exciting. But we're going to have to see how that pans out. It might be that I need to set up a local transit line, so a tram or a bus or something like that, to come and hit out by the airport, because the airport certainly should have a reasonable amount of demand. We're doing this now as well, are we? Certainly looks that way. All right, fair enough. Carry on as you were. Can't bear to look at that unconnected bit of road any longer. Now, here's the question. Can we get a further junction on there? Not using that road, we can't. Anything at all. Too much slope. Oh, well, don't do so much slope then. And it's not the slope on this bit of road, it's the slope it's creating on something else. Okay, right, well, how about a junction off here? Oh, that makes it ugly. Making it ugly, something we want to try and avoid. The alternative, of course, is to go under rather than over. So if we were to do that, and then something along those lines, we don't need to go that low, though. I mean, there's a couple 100,000, which is rather more than I would prefer to spend. Look, I just want you to, connect up to something. All right, let's try that again. Right, road. Yes, selected one. Excellent. Now, if we... Now, you see, you make... Don't add extra drama onto the road. The road is dramatic. Oh, hold on, that looked promising. That's the bit that it couldn't do. Flippin' lumpy hills lead to flippin' lumpy roads. Look, I will take whatever unconventional... This looks like the ideal. Whatever unconventional bit of junctioning you fancy, but... right, and then if we take it all the way over there... It's saying 400k. 300? Broken. That will do it, though. Are we making a mess anywhere? Well, this is quite messy. But I don't think it's ruining the landscape, so we'll take it. Right, and if we turn roads off... Oh, yes. Oh, that's really quite something to behold. The whole... I mean, it's not like I need to connect up. Well, actually, I do need to connect up. But it's not like, you know, there weren't other ways that I could connect this side of the station here to civilization. It's more about trying to get civilization to come over here to this this station. If I can get some local industry or commercial or residential up over here, it's going to help my my airport out immeasurably, and it will make the whole area look pretty cool. Good. Right, I've had enough of that. Let's move on. So, back we go over here. Now, we're going to need some kind of very clever junction. And that's the end of the episode, because that's beyond me. Now, here is the line that heads out to Interlaken, which is where we're heading to. And at the moment, what have we got going on here? We've got some wackiness happening here. Right, we don't really need that. So let's get that out of the way. Here comes our little warrior who is currently transporting passengers between Thun and Interlaken. There we go. Old timer. What say you, old timer? So it's high time I was replaced, probably. But I suspect it's probably profitable. There we go. So it's making 100 grand a year. We could obviously be making more if we were to pick up a few more passengers, but it's getting the job done. And I want to, you know, I want to show it what could be by introducing another train into that bit of network. Let's pause. Would seem to be a sensible thing to do, because we're going to take out all of this. Right, so we've got a passenger line. Yes, one passenger line and one goods line to deal with. Right, yeah, all of that. Right, good. Now then, is that as far as you've got? No, actually, we'll go as far as the bridge, so that we can make a straight angle of attack on the bridge where possible. And the bridge is the bridge is covering everything right now. That's going to need to be upgraded because it's too short for starters. We're going to want to double track this. Hey, people who live in this area of the city, the end times are coming. Let's just put it that way. Not this week, but in the future, you may find yourselves all of a sudden out of a home. Meanwhile, we will rocket through here. If you can describe that as rocketing, then that's what we just did. And we'll whack that up there as well. Right, keep deleting. Now, I don't really want to put that, you know, really lightweight passenger train on the same line as the Scotsman, that I'm not even certain I can afford at the moment, actually. I've got about 8 million quid's worth of loan available to me in the bank. But you know, I have yet to fully evaluate how much this is going to cost. Right, now, let's get rid of that. Right, and then we'll ease this bit back a bit, because obviously this is another incoming service. You can sit on there for the moment. All of this will get tweaked around a little bit as the full picture develops. Right, and then you can come round here, and rather than bolt on to what we've got there, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. Right, okay, fine. Give me this. Right, and then you come alongside. That's the stuff. Because that will set a template, effectively, that we can... not quite yet. It won't. Yeah, it'll set a starting point, a trail that we can then follow the curve of, and everything will be amazing. See, look. Amazing. Right, splendid. Now, when we start to think local versus non-local, what would the alternative be? Intercity, I suppose. Then we'll work on a slightly more construction flipping is possible. I guess construction flipping isn't possible. Right. I better know how to make it possible though. There we go. Get rid of the interloper. That's how you make that work. Be gone, interloper. Fabulous. What was I saying? Oh yeah, right. So when we expand later on to build up the whole local intercity concept, we'll have to revisit this again. But that's okay, because actually revisiting stuff is often more fulfilling, in my opinion, than doing it for the first time, than setting up an initial. That should do the trick. We'll do a bit of that as well, but we're going to need a bit of junction here. But we'll track this up as though we're going further. That's the ticket. And then we'll stick a quick set of points in there so that we can get from one side to the other. Right, okay, good. That's that dealt with. Now, we need to complete that passenger line heading back into Thun itself. I will rebuild the road, including this tiny bit that has been neglected for ages. Of course, that is subject to me remembering to do it, but, you know, you can trust me. I'll do that. Right, and then we'll take you across there like that. Very, very slowly. Yes. Now, if you're travelling on the right here, presumably that will peel you off. It does indeed peel off over there. Now, the next challenge we've got is this goods line. Now, I don't really want a goods line crossing over my my high speed, but with a sensible application of signalling, I should probably be able to make it so that it is the goods train that does the waiting. There we go. So we'll go like that. It is not how I would prefer to do things. So why don't you do it the way you would prefer to do things? Because I'm not doing that right now. Okay, right? We'll do that. We'll do that at a later date. Right. So we'll stick by sticking one signal here, right, and then entertainingly another signal there. Because we're only running one train up and down here at the moment, that will force that train to wait for whatever passing, whatever through service is heading along, and then we're only. I very much doubt I'll be able to afford one train rather than, you know, let alone multiple high-speeder passenger services. But we'll prep for that by signalling up on occasion. Now, these signals, their purpose largely is to act as spacers for when I'm running multiple trains down here, because as long as the train has passed through the next signal, you can continue at maximum speed. And since maximum speed is going to kind of be our watchword here, it's going to be our primary agenda, that's a good thing. Right, now we need to do the same down here, whereby we do a spot of this. This is also going to need a little bit of a rethink when we're running both high speed, because high speed services will also run out along the main line here to Bellinzona. I'm going to leave Bellinzona off the, or maybe not Bellinzona, maybe we go to Biasca and Bellinzona will be considered a local stop. That could work. So yeah, so a lot of this is temporary, but with half an eye glancing tenuously at what I'm intending to do in the future. Right, let's get rid of that. I'm not quite sure why we need to connect up to that bit of road, but there will be a way we can do it that will look like someone intended to do it. So if we head down here to the, let's go medium, a bit of medium country road. You know, almost drag it, kicking and screaming into the future. Although we still need to get over the track. What are you going to do? Well, we could bridge over all of it. I mean, the best crossing place is going to be about here. We do have to get that over as well. So we could bring that around following the curve of the lake and then cross here. But that's no good if it wants to cross over there. So we're gonna have to do something, aren't we? We can't just pretend it's not a thing. Right, something like that with a spot of this. There we are. That worked quite well. I'll even go with a bit of stone bridge here for variety's sake. Right, and then I need to zip under that. Don't want to do it that far away. Let's go from there and then under. That's very expensive for what it is. Let's go a little further out and see if we can make that more gentle. We can, but at the same time, you're making it more expensive. £500,000 to you, Gov. And as a side benefit, no one's using it. Okay, all right. Well, let's call that Plan A, and then have a look and see what a Plan B might look like. 108,000. 121. Right. Okay. Sold. No. Now obviously I'm going to have to be happy having a bit of a curve going on there, but I want a similar one happening here. So it feels like it's been designed by someone other than an imbecile. Okay, good. I didn't want to pop a bridge over the incline that we'd got going there. I think you can probably tell that because it would have looked a bit, naff. But let's continue our track here, and I want to head down towards the lakeside because people like a bit of a view. There we are, and we'll connect up to there. See, like it was intended. Right, and then we'll head over this way, and then this is going to have to execute some kind of stunt. Not quite sure why we've got a steam truck there. I was pretty certain I'd made all of those guys redundant by now, but so be it. Now, can you? Yes, you can. I mean, that's quite exciting. And as a reward for having complied first time, you can have the desirable steel bridge design. Enjoy it. Okay, I think that's mostly connected. Look at that. That's hideous. Let's make this a little bit less hideous. Right. De-hideousify, please. A gentle swoop rather than a multi-jagged approach would be welcome. There you are. Bit of that. What are you? You're urbanized for some reason. That's probably me trying to encourage the AI to get with a program. Let's continue the urbanization theme then. I know you're all just sitting here going, yeah, roads really exciting, great, love it, absolutely. This is the this is top flight entertainment. Get to the flaming train already. All right, I will do. I'm not going to spend that much more. I just want to make sure I've got a reason. In fact, that doesn't even do anything. What is it even for? I don't know, but with the application of some science, I think we can possibly get some buildings going up over here, which would be pleasant. Getting a city to develop on both sides of the river at the same time it can be a mite challenging. Anyway, we're good. Let's get the route built. Plus that, yep, over here into Lacano. See, this is a good length as well, which means that the train's going to get to make a whole stack of cash. And at this end, it's doing exactly what I want it to do. I don't suppose it's actually got a choice in the matter, but, you know, it still feels satisfying to know that it's doing what you wanted. And then, down at the other end, it's going to do exactly what I wanted it to do. There we are. Splendid. Right, so we're just going to call the Intercity for now. It will have to be named in a more obvious fashion once I've extended its influence. But for now, that will do. We're also going to need some signals a little closer to the station. Right, so we'll have one here, and then one on the other side as well. I won't be running a train that long, at least not in the short term. Right, now then, where's my nearest depot? Completely unconnected to this track, I imagine. Yep, not connected. So we'll just have to bodge another one in, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I know. I'm not keen on bodging them in either. But until I build the proper depot, and the reason that I'm dragging my feet in building a depot properly is because I want to spend double-digit million on the whole area to make it look semi-glamorous. Semi-glamorous. That's basically one notch above ugly. Right. Okay. We've got everything we need. Let's spend some money. Right. Everyone be ready for a sharp intake of breath. As we go down to the bottom, here is the latest and greatest we've got going on. This popped up at the end of the last year, just so you can see. The description is in German. I'm gonna go. What are we looking at? The Boreihe. It feels fairly German to me. Diesel locomotive, so it's a diesel. Okay, good. See. Anything else? Haupt- und Nebenbahnen. Okay, good. I reckon it's German. Or Swiss, or potentially Austrian. There we are. That's covered all of the German-speaking countries in one go, which nobody minds about in the slightest. Right, okay, well, we've got the BBO, does 120. This is actually the same top speed as the Flying Scotsman, but I'm not going to use it because I'm going to use the Flying Scotsman. This chap's electric. That's quite slow. Now, I do need to dial up the amount of American locomotives I'm rolling, but I'm going to come up with a dedicated route to get that done on. And we've got the Psy here. Actually, it might not be too expensive. 4 million quid. Brilliant. This, 3 million quid. Yeah? For an extra 5 kilometers an hour, have an extra million quid on your budget. Well, we're going to go for the top speed. Equally, 5 million quid. Okay, fine. I could click the buy button, but nothing would happen because I don't have the readies. Borrow. Let's go. All right, what's my budget? 8 million. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to get enough coaches on here for this to be profitable. Right, we'll have it. Yeah, it says, I don't know if I can make it profitable, but hey, let's do it anyway. Now, this is the point at which we'll get people yelling when I put an inappropriate wagon onto coach, an inappropriate coach with the Flying Scotsman. And someone's going to go, there's an absolutely ideal one, Great Western Railway. Too slow. Sorry, you chaps can't do it. What about you? 73. Too slow. 110. No. We're going to get the opportunity to go full speed here. We're not going to put a New York heavyweight wagon on there, and I don't want to put this heavy number on there either because it's very, very heavy. And I could afford 2 of them, which would certainly lose me money. How about you? 100. Oh, come on. I'll put anything on there that will actually do my top speed at this point. We might end up hauling Russian coaches. I mean, controversial, I know, but, no one else is offering me anything. Although, saying that, we could get 14 passengers for 600k or 16 for 700k. Yes, I imagine the ratio is similar. I haven't missed it, have I? I haven't missed the... I was pretty sure the Flying Scotsman came with the game. In which case, where's the coach you're supposed to use with it? This is most unsatisfactory. because I want to be able to hit my top speed, even if we don't get there. I want it to be possible. It's certainly not going to be any of these, because they're flipping ancient. What have we got in the multiple unit? Really? Okay. It's certainly tempting to put something from the future on the line here. But no, let's try and keep some semblance of reality. Right, okay, I'm going to go with this Russian number. Yeah, you know, I'm as perplexed as you are. Maybe it will turn up in the next year or so, but quite why it would give me a train that I hadn't got a wagon for, but it just, you know, does my tiny little mind in a little. Hopefully these are of a scale that makes sense as well. Right, okay, that's as many as I can afford. Set line on. If I don't like it, I will go cash it back in again. Right, okay, and we are in motion. Out you come. Let's see what you're made of. See, very glorious, terribly glamorous. Yeah, you see these coaches are missing kind of like a specular to them, so they're very flatly coloured. Whereas you can see the difference on the loco, where you've got a lighting pass going on there. It doesn't look terrible, but I will anxiously await the arrival of a passenger coach that actually makes sense. What do we got? 96 capacity. That's plenty. That's a goodly amount in order to make a profit off this line. It's obviously going to take a minute or two to bed in, but this feels pretty good. Right. What do we got? Anybody at all taken with it already? Having only just emerged from the depot, I didn't think so, but you never know. Okay, it's also heartening to see that we've got some build going on over the other side of the track in Lacano now. That's a good thing to see. Right, okay, let's zoom in for our first arrival. It's coming in over this side. Now, electrification can look good, but in this case, it's getting in the way of what should be a glorious steam glamour shot. Not so bad. All right, smashing. Good. Now, that's going to need to pay at least, I don't know, $500,000 a year to make it worthwhile. That will mean it's only going to take 14 years to pay for itself. That's $500,000 profit, so $500,000 beyond the running cost of the thing. Yeah, but it's gonna be good. And the other side product of this is that every time you connect a city to another city, you increase the expansion speed that the city is currently going through, the originating city. So having multiple passenger connections is very helpful at generating growth. On which note, hold on, well let's stick the old tracking cam on here. I would go first person, but to do so would not allow me to do any of this. So if we look at our towns list right now, and we sort by population, Lacano is the big dog on the street corner with just over 1,000. An awful lot of shopping going on there. We've visited a good number of these, but we're still missing some. There's Blenio, which is the destination for all flight services at present, or perhaps all flight service would be the way to go. What have we got going on here? Sort by production. Look at that. There, you see? That tells you a story, doesn't it? Good. Read it to yourself in your spare time. Okay, right, smashing. Right, that's gonna wrap things up for today. In the near future, what we're going to do is going to bang a few more of these Flying Scotters on this service, and when you come around next time, you'll be able to see exactly how much that's earning. initially, it's not going to earn very much at all, but that will change relatively quickly. Anyway, thanks very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck a like at this one if you had a good time, and I'll be back very soon with a little more that is quite similar. Subscribe to ensure you do not miss out on that. Should we go all the way to the tail end here? Yeah, all right. I'll set us up for a glamorous arrival. It's going to be a couple of minutes, but not if I apply a judicious turn of speed while getting my camera into position. I also need to build out this side of the city, so you know, let's prep for that. And then as soon as he comes in shot here, smashing. That was a sound effect added by me. Yeah, I hope you appreciate it. Actually, this is not quite such a good shot given the amount of unfinished rail we've got going on here. But hey ho, you can't have it all. Thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you soon. Cheerio.